So I just found this chill little rooftop. It's literally a couple minutes away from my villa. And I usually go for a walk in the little park that we have here. And I just wanted to spit some business facts, right? Because, I mean, I've only been in the online entrepreneurship space for around 5 to 6 years, but upon some reflection, what I've realized is that for those of you that aren't in a position where you want to be, whether it be in business, life, whatever, right? You might not be earning the amount you want to be earning or winning the amount you want to be winning. And this can apply for people who are just getting started, but it can also apply for people who want to go from $500,000 in revenue a month to $1 million a month, right? It's for each side of the spectrum. Now, what I've found is that there are 5 areas in life and in business that you need to bring awareness to. And it could be one of these 5 areas that are holding you back. It could be all 5 of the areas, or maybe just a combination of 2 or 3 of them. I'm going to nail it down to these 5 areas, and then we'll kind of go more in depth into those areas, and I'll kind of relay back to, or bring it back to a personal story of mine when I had kind of realized and brought awareness to this concept and how it allowed me to move forward into the next stage of my business, right? So the first area is mindset, second area is skill set, third area is knowledge, fourth area is application, and the fifth area is time. So these 5 areas we're going to dive a little bit into, because it could be one of these 5, it could be 3 of these 5, or it could be all of these 5 that you need to focus on, bring awareness to, and kind of just figure out which one applies to you most and what one you think, or what combination you think is holding you back or preventing you from getting to the next stage in your business. So when it comes to mindset, this is quite a often overlooked one, right? Because ultimately, when it comes to life, when it comes to business, you are only ever going to achieve business goals or business success that is in direct correlation with the success that you have for yourself, right? Your identity, who you believe yourself to be and who you are. Jim Rohn is a big advocate of personal development, right? And the way that I look at it is identity, because if you have the identity, the beliefs, the daily actions, the thoughts, the feelings of someone who's earning $10,000 a month, you're going to struggle to make $30,000 a month. You're going to struggle to make $50,000 a month. And there are people out there that can do it, right? They can take the sheer action reinforced by the wrong identity and get there through action, right? Through grind, through hard work. But ultimately what's going to happen is that you're always going to revert back to where you, holy shit. I don't know if you guys just see that, but they're fucking 2 big ass motherfucking hornets or whatever the fuck that was. But you're going to always fall back to where you feel comfortable, right? And where you feel comfortable is essentially your identity. If you have the identity of a $10,000 a month earner, even if you force your way to $30,000 a month, you'll probably end up self-sabotaging yourself back to 10,000. So that's mindset. That's just one area of it, right? Now, if we want to talk about number 2, which is skill set, you might just need to learn or improve on your skill set. Let's take, for example, like someone who does high ticket closing, right? If you're not good at high ticket closing, and maybe you just started out, you might not be closing a lot of deals, right? Because you need to evolve your skill set. You need to improve your skill set. So that's where kind of skill set comes into play, right? And then we have number 3, which is knowledge. So knowledge is an interesting one, because I think knowledge is actually one that holds a lot of people back. This false idea or this false perception that you need to have a certain amount of knowledge or intelligence before you can apply yourself properly to achieve a said goal. And the truth is, for most of us starting out, right, you probably have enough knowledge. And if you don't, then knowledge is very easy to acquire in this day and age, because you have endless amounts of, content on YouTube, Google, we have ChatGPT now, artificial intelligence. Knowledge isn't hard to acquire anymore, right? It's more about the application. But for knowledge, I think this would apply more to, business owners who, I don't know, let's come up with an example, right? So if you're making $50,000 a month in your business, right, your delivery is maxed out. So you can't onboard any more new clients, but you could actually make more revenue if you maximized the lifetime value or the money that you're actually getting from your existing clients. So this is simple tweaks that I've made, that people have made in, you know, online coaches or online businesses, where it's a simple knowledge gap, a simple shift in perspective, or a change in strategy that can maximize the amount of money that you can earn without necessarily having to like learn new skills, apply yourself in a different way, and all that sort of stuff. So that's where potential a lack of knowledge in certain area specific places within your business or your operations could potentially get you to that next level, right? And knowledge could also be for someone starting out, they just need to learn how to do the thing, right? So that's like the two different spectrums of knowledge, on the higher end and more on the lower end. And then we have time. Now time's an interesting one, right? Because you could be doing all the right things in all the right ways with the right mindset and still not be getting the result. And as we all know, there is definitely and certainly an element of time that has to come into play, right? You need to be doing the right things in the right way with the right mindset towards it over a set amount of time to be able to start to get the results. You can't just do all the right things for one fucking day and expect to be winning, right? There's an element of time that needs to come into play. So that's also a factor. Like, you might not be where you want to be right now because you haven't applied yourself for long enough. And really and truly, you'll know if this is true for you. Holy fuck, it's still fucking here. This big ass hornet. You'll know this is true for you if you know. Because you know if you're doing the right things, right? You know if you're applying yourself in the right way. And really and truly, if you think that your thing is time right now and you just haven't applied it for long enough, and you know that within the next couple of months you're going to blow up and get to where you need to be, then you're probably right. If that's what you believe, then you are probably right. Now, the last one is application, right? Because you can have the right knowledge, you can have the right skill set, you can have the right mindset, but if you're not applying yourself in the right way and doing the right actions, you're going to fall back, right? You're not going to hit your goals, and you're basically going to progress, or maybe not even progress, in the slowest fucking way possible. And if I fall back to kind of my own personal story, right, there's been two key stages of me in my business journey. I won't get into it like in super depth, but I used to be failing on the application side of things, right? I had the right knowledge, I had the right skill set, I had the right mindset, but I was focusing on the wrong actions, you know, on a daily basis that ultimately didn't move the needle forward or do anything really tangible for the growth of my business, right? Now, the second stage, which is the stage that made the most change for me, really, was understanding that I'd already had all of the knowledge, I'd already had all of the skill sets that I needed, I'd already had all of the mindset that I needed. I just needed to apply myself in the right way, doing the right things. And what held me back was thinking, or having this notion that I needed to know something more. Like I was lacking something from a knowledge standpoint or a skill set standpoint. But ultimately, like 90% of the time, we already know what we need to fucking do, right? We have the skill set, we have the knowledge. It's just a case of applying yourself in the right way and allowing success to catch up to you, right? Allowing that time to pass and for everything to fall into place. And that's really fucking as simple as that, guys. Like, it's those 5 areas. If you think I've missed anything, definitely let me know. But just based on the people that I've spoken to, based on, you know, my own personal experiences as an entrepreneur, if you can bring clarity and awareness to those 5 areas and really sit down and think, right, you know, what one of these 5 areas is it for me? Or it could even be a combination, or fucking could be all 5. And if that's the case, then you've got a lot of work to do. But have a little sit down, have a little think, because it's a lot simpler than you think when you break it down. You get clear on these 5 areas, and then you just fucking figure that shit out and work on the area that that fits your current circumstances, right? So yeah, if you have anything else you'd add to that, definitely let me know in the comments, and I'll see you on the next one.